Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharani Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Paskachadi Satarani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, I took some notes for what I was going to say tonight, but I left them in my office. Such is the nature of being a conditioned soul. But let me say this, that any field of knowledge that's serious, you need a teacher. This is not some foreign and cultish activity. But you want to get a PhD, you've got to be a PhD student, you've got to more or less be the sold-out servant of your professor. So you want to become a doctor, if I come at you with a hacksaw and a hammer, whoa, where'd you go to school? No, I read the books. Knee bone connected to the thigh bone. Well, that's not really going to do the job, You need to be trained. And the prayer I offered in the beginning was to my spiritual master, my teacher. And this is a chain of master to disciple, master to disciple. It goes back 500 years to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it ultimately goes 5,000 years to when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. And it goes all, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye, it goes all the way back to the beginning of creation. The first created living being, Brahma, was instructed by Krishna. So it is a time-honored... I actually saw this in India one time. There was a big mango tree. Now, generally speaking, on a mango tree, the ripest mangoes are at the top of the tree because they get the most sun. So, mango's a nice tree. It's a big tree. And if you want to get the mangoes, you're on the ground, the tree is all the way at the very top, how to get them? Because, mango, when it's ripe, not these green things you get in the market that they call mangoes. We're talking about an Alfonso ripe mango. We're talking about the real deal here. And if you pick it at the top, it'll break. You drop it, what to do? So I actually saw this. It was a chain. I saw kids do it, farmers do it. This was a group of monkeys. And they had one monkey on the ground. They had another monkey a couple branches up, another couple branches. And they had a whole chain of monkeys. And the monkey at the top was picking. They must have been benevolent monkeys. I guess they were mutual self-interest. So they were handing the mango down from branch to branch, branch to branch, branch to branch. And it came all the way down to the ground unbroken. So that analogy is given by our great teachers, that the teachings of Krishna and this science of self-realization is handed down, time to master to disciple, and it's handed down from the very beginning of creation. Actually, it's timeless wisdom. So what's happening here is these young men, and often it's women, it just happens to be men this time, they're taking initiation into that chain of master-disciple, master-disciple. And it is serious business. If we accept, I was saying the other day, may this never happen to you, but suppose your house catches on fire. Most bedrooms are on the second floor, if you have a two-story house. So your house catches on fire on the ground floor, and you're running out the door, right? You run through the kitchen. Do you think, house is on fire, I better stop and make a sandwich? Hey, fire's going, kitchen's going, house is going up. I bet, put a few snacks in the bag, a few, sandwiches, and no. I mean, well, I mean, I suppose you could do it, but if you realize that your house is on fire, what do? You get out as fast as possible. And the fact of the matter is, all spiritual teachers say the same thing. They say that this material world is not our real home. What do you say about a student? And there was a kid, I'm trying to remember his name, in my high school. He was not, as they say, the brightest bulb in the chandelier. Football coach loved him. He was about 22 years old and still in high school. He was a big guy. But is that successful, that you just stay in high school? Or if you stay in the hospital, is that, hey, free cable, pretty nurses, fantastic, I got a room with a view? What is the goal if you're in a hospital? To get cured and get out. Would you consider it a good doctor and a good patient if you stay in the hospital for 10 years? You talk to kids in college, they, first year, great. Free pizza, no parents, what's not to love, But you talk to them in their senior year, they want to get out, quote unquote, into the real world. Let me ask you a question. Oh, what about time? Got your attention now. If why does the shadow of the hand have 5 fingers? I got 5 here. Why? Suppose this was the shadow. Why would the shadow have 5 fingers? Because the original object has 5 fingers, isn't it? But I don't want to spend too much time. There's a verse in Bhagavad Gita, and it compares this material world to a banyan tree reflected on water. Let's go with a mango. Suppose you see a beautiful mango tree and it's reflected in the water, clear lake. Do you try to grab the fruit in the reflection? Looks good, looks like it's right there. You have to go to the actual tree. This material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. There is a kingdom of God. Just as we have form and activities and relationships, the shadow, because it's ephemeral, this world, there is a real object. There is a kingdom of God where everything is eternal and there's form and pastimes and activities. There's so many sayings. Got to take the bitter with the sweet, always dark as before the dawn. Every cloud has a silver lining. Those are rationales for tolerating this world. But what if if this is all there is, then hey, make the best of a bad bargain, But what kind of person, if there's a positive alternative, if this house is on fire and I can run outside, everything by the law of friction, entropy, everything is rubbing against each other. From the smallest atom to the whole creation, everything is degrading. So, intelligent people since time immemorial and great teachers, which I'm not, I'm following in the footsteps, but have given the same message. That your real business, it doesn't mean, my guru gives an example, that a train runs on 2 tracks. Okay, there's a monorail, all right, I've heard that one before. But generally speaking, a train runs on 2 tracks, right? Our life runs on 2 tracks. One is called conditional, the other is called constitutional. Conditional means I have duties according to my conditions, my material conditions, and they can't be ignored. If you have a train and one rail's out, doesn't matter whether it's the left rail or the right rail, the train will crash. So we have conditional duties. When I'm a student, I have a duty to go to school. Husband has duties, wife has duties, everybody has duties. And those duties shift according to my circle. When I'm a kid, I have duties to go to school. When I'm a parent, I have a different set of duties. When I'm an old man, I have a different set of duties. Hey! So duty, that's all right, kids. We become new friends. So the point is that conditional duties are just that. They depend on the conditions. You can't ignore them, but they're temporary and they're changing. There's also what's called constitutional. Constitution is Sanatan Dharma. It means like the Dharma of sugar is sweet. The Dharma of a chili is hot. You get a chili that's sweet, well, what's this? You get sugar that's, one time one of our cooks mixed up the salt and the sugar. You know, they're white grains, what to do. How did that work out? So the Dharma means the essence of the thing. I'm trying to, there's so much to say and there's a limited amount of time. But my point is that this is the great science of how to get out of this material world, this temporary, ephemeral world, and go back to the kingdom of God, the spiritual world, which is our real home. It's called the either-or question. Either there is God or there isn't. And if there isn't, why pretend? Why just, if it gets you through the night, okay, fine, for old ladies and, But what if it's actually true? Shouldn't we find out? So initiation means they've been studying, they've been reading, they've been chanting. This is the fruit. What is it? Bahunam Janmanam Ante, Krishna says in the Gita. Actually, this is the fruit of lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of accumulating knowledge, experience. And one comes to the point of, hey, let me get serious and get out of this world. So that's what initiation is. Initiation, when you initiate something, what is that? Is it the beginning or the end? It's the beginning. So this is, Srila Prabhupada, my teacher, used to say that you can go to college and you can audit a course. You'll learn something, but you don't get credit. You're not going to get a degree. You got to enroll, you got to be serious, and you got to enroll. Then you get the degree. So initiation is that point that they actually take it seriously. Now I'm accepting a teacher, and I'm going to be trained. So it is the beginning, it's not the end. But, well, I guess I'll say this. It is also a partnership. Usually you've got most relationships in this material world are self-interest. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. As long as if I get 80% of my happiness satisfied by you, okay, I'll stay on board. Gets to about 50, I'm looking somewhere else. But the relationship between a spiritual master and disciple, it is a partnership. The spiritual master has great affection for the disciple. And the disciple has great affection for the spiritual master. And it's a partnership. What is it? Tadvidhi panipatena paripashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnana jnanivas tattva darshanaha. That relationship, everybody's got the benefit is the disciple gets delivered from this material world. If I fall into a well, kids don't try this at home. If I fall in a blind well and I'm stuck, how do I get out? Acme jet shoes? I mean, what's the general way one gets out? Someone lowers a rope, someone lowers a ladder, something like that. That's necessary. But is it sufficient? What has to happen in addition to that? You got to get on it. You got to do your... One man grabbed Prabhupada's feet, which is the tradition in India, and said, save me, Swami, please save me. Prabhupada said, yes, I can save you, but you must do the work. So that is the relationship here. The spiritual master agrees to take on the disciple. I try to avoid, it's a long story, but I try to avoid getting into this position because I don't really think I'm qualified, but that's another issue. Too late for you guys. And I was appreciating a friend of mine, Niranjana Swami, that, I said, I raised 2 kids. I got them, educated. I put them through college. I got them married. I got them set up in an occupation. I'm done. They're on their own. I mean, there's still affection and all that stuff, but I'm done. I've done my job. I'm a free man. I can take sannyas now. So, and I said, but you've got disciples you've got for life. And my friend Niranjana Swami said, actually, life after life. So it's a very serious commitment. And the spiritual master can give that guidance because he's seen the truth. Because I'm hearing from Srila Prabhupada, as long as I'm repeating and practicing what Srila Prabhupada said, it's like you can have so many extension cords, but the power will still flow. You disconnect by a couple inches, no current. The cords have to remain connected. So one spiritual master is detected, Lord Brahma, the Krishna's lotus feet, then Narada, then Vyasa, and it comes down like that, like extension cords connected. And my job is to connect them to the spiritual, that sampradaya, that tradition. So I have an there's a great benefit. I have an obligation to set a good example and to give them guidance. And that guidance, the spiritual master, if you have an infection on your arm, this is for you guys, if you have an infection on your arm and you go to the doctor and he comes at you with a scalpel, do you say, whoa, 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 just put ice on it, just blow on it? Is that a good doctor? He's got to lance it. He's got to get the infection out. So a spiritual master, sometimes a teacher, has to get heavy, has to instruct. No. And it's the benefit. Everybody, I was one time at the University of Colorado, Boulder. And there were very, kids, young students, and everybody's got their own idea. So just to shake them up a bit, I said, in a spiritual tradition, it doesn't matter what you think. I think. I was in Prabhupada's room one time, and a man kept saying, well, I think, in my opinion, well, I think, After about the fifth time, Prabhupada said that, he kept saying, as far as I know. Well, as far as I know, Swami. Well, as far as I know, Swami. Finally, Prabhupada said, that's my point. How far do you know? So the great spiritual, we don't even know what's happening on the other side of this wall. Our senses are limited. We have a tendency to make mistakes. We have a tendency to be illusioned. Even the eye works. You see a mirage. There's not really water there. So the thing is to hear from to train us. Because the mind can be the best of friends. It can be the worst of enemies. So one needs a living spiritual master who says, no, that's bad. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. Go this way. So that's the obligation of the spiritual master, to set an example and to give that good instruction, and sometimes to deliver that bitter pill. No, don't do that. Go this way. You'll be successful. Now the disciple also has an obligation. It's reciprocal. Prabhupada called it reciprocal. It's reciprocal. That the disciple has to hear from the spiritual master and accept that training. And when the example from the Vedas, if the man is potent, the woman is fertile, there'll be a child. If the spiritual master is bona fide, connected to a bona fide sampradaya and disciplic succession and actually practicing, and if the disciple is sincere, following the instructions, ready to be trained, in this world, anyway, to finish the analogy, just as if the man is potent and the woman is fertile, there'll be the conception of a child. If the spiritual master is bona fide and the disciple is sincere, there'll be the conception of Krishna consciousness. One will become a pure devotee of Krishna. It can happen. But the thing is that in this world, nobody wants to be trained. Who are you to, But the first step in Bhagavad Gita of wisdom, the first step is humility. I asked, Vaisheshika Prabhu was at the book table in L.A. Ratha Yatra some years ago, and I was standing next to him because I wanted to hear what he was saying, and he said that, somebody said, what does Hare Krishna mean? He said, it means I need help. I mean, it means a whole lot of things, but to recognize that actually I'm a conditioned soul being tossed by my mind, being tossed by my previous karma, And let me just take shelter of my spiritual master, Guru Shastra Sadhu. Let me take shelter of the Vedic literature. Let me take shelter of the saintly people. Let me take shelter of the good advice of my spiritual master. Let me be willing to be trained. So the spiritual master has a duty, and the disciple has a duty. And when that relationship is practiced properly, it becomes one of the sweetest things in the world. So this is a great, just like, when they launch, of course, they use champagne to launch a ship. So we're not doing that. But we have a nice feast afterwards. But please, you should give your blessings to these men, these devotees, because they're starting on a great journey. That journey back home, back to Krishna. And if they stay on the path, just like if you have your GPS, whatever it is, you've got your Google Drive or whatever it is, you just follow it. Go left, go right, go left, You'll wind up at your destination. So Prabhupada called it an open secret. So that's initiation, is the conditioned soul has finally come in contact with the Vedic Sampradaya, the cycle of disciplic succession. The rope has been lowered into the well, and they're grabbing a hold of it. So it is a wonderful thing. And please give them your blessings that they'll be successful. Okay. I think we have to move on to the next step. What happens next? They get a nice spiritual name. It's a fresh start. So maybe we'll just go in a row? Okay, let's go in a row, because we got there. Huh? Oh, thank you very much. I'm aware of that. I appreciate the tip, though. I can be trained, too. Teach an old dog new tricks. We're just, because I said it, we'll just go down a line here. So first is Bhakti Ed. Now you have to come up here. You have to offer your obeisances. You do it. So what do we do? 1.5. Well, hey, you got to hang on. It's not easy. I can still change my mind. Don't worry, it's okay. Just hang on till he comes back. Oh, that's a good idea. Well, you could. What are we doing? What is he? These pujaris. There's an Achman cup right there. Come here. Come here. Oh, there we go. All right, so what's he supposed to do now? All right, do it quickly because we're running out of time. Thank you, Prabhu. Hey, Govinda. Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Rabasam Adopiva Tasmaret Pundarikaksha Paramdhatara Suchihi Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Do they have new necklaces? Yeah, you got to help them take the neck beads off. This is called Kunti Mala, these tulsi neck beads. And they mark the body as a temple of Krishna. Prabhupada used to joke, it's like a dog collar. You know, the dog catcher comes to haul the dog off. He sees he has a collar. Oh, no. It has a master. Then So When Yamaraj or the Yamadut is the agent of death come, they say, oh, wait. This is Krishna's devotee. I can't bother him. Quick. Put his neck beads back on. It's all right. No. Just put them back on. Let's go.
Now with your left hand, you have the spoon, water. Put in your right hand, there, and Om Keshavaya Namaha. Put water and purify your hand. Do it the same again. And repeat Om Narayan Namaha. And now purify your hand, do it again, Om Madhavaya Namaha.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, come on up back to Ed. If there's a difficulty in getting something, it makes you appreciate it more. So you offer your obeisances first. Now they take vows. This is serious business. Whatever it is, let's roll. Yeah, don't put your feet. You got to turn the other way so you don't put your feet to the deities. Turn around. Yeah. You face the deities because you're putting your head at their lotus feet. You need some training. That's my job.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are the 4 regulative principles?
No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no speculation or gambling.
Very good. These are called the pillars of materialistic life, sinful life. The spiritual, anyway, I don't want to take up too much time, but it's serious business, and these are the propellants. If you cut these things, if you stop doing these things, the consciousness becomes clear, and then the instruction, you can't, if your brain is full of mud. Prabhupada said one time that this chanting, someone said it's brainwashing. Prabhupada said the brain is dirty, shouldn't you wash it? So these 4 principles are cleansing the brain so that the spiritual teachings have effect. And what else are you promising to do?
To chant faithfully 16 rounds a day of the Mahamantra. Chant the Mahamantra 16.
Minimum 16
Minimum
rounds.
16 rounds a day.
And nice rounds, not Prabhupada used to say snicka ram ram snicka. You want to chant and hear nicely.
Hear every syllable.
All right.
Oh. Hare Krishna.
Your name is Ishtadev Das. Now I'll explain. Ishtadev. This comes from a song by Narottam Das Thakur. And it means that I have spent so many years chasing so many things. Mm-hmm. And now I've come to the best thing. Prabhupada tells a story. There was a simple villager. Because Ed, it's taken him a long time. Yeah. And Ed is a smart guy, and he's been searching all over the place for so many things for so many years. So there was a villager. And the villager wanted to serve the best person. And he saw the police constable directing traffic. Everybody's got to cooperate. So he said, I'll just serve the policeman. But he noticed that the policeman was serving the police chief. Then he noticed the police chief was serving the mayor. Then he noticed that the mayor was serving the governor was serving the king, and the king was serving a saintly Brahmin. And the Brahmin was worshipping a beautiful deity, beautiful form of Krishna. So he concluded, if I want to serve the best, I surrender to Krishna. So Ishtadev, I'll give you a link to the song. It's a very beautiful song, and he's calling out that let me just make Krishna. I've done so many things in so many ways. Now let me just, at the end of my life, make Krishna the center of my life. It also means we have in our heart, there's so many pictures. People have pictures of their grandmother, of their kids, of their the girl they went out in high school. You know, I mean, it's amazing what's in the heart, you know. But Ishtadev means that I have in the core of my heart a picture of beautiful Radha Hari. That Ishta, it comes from the root word to control, and that Krishna is the supreme controller, that I'm surrendering to Krishna. Let me serve beautiful Radha Hari. That's the perfection of my life. So there's several meanings. It's Ishta Deva, and I'll give you those links later on. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. And next,
All right. Hare Krishna.
we have Bhakti Mike. You can sit in the chair if you're more comfortable.
Please go ahead. They will be-
Now, Bhakti Mike. Now, Bhakti Mike is taking initiation from a very saintly sannyasi. His name is Hanumat Prashak Maharaj. He's also the spiritual master of Dayanidhi Prabhu. And he has given me, he didn't have a chance to make a video. He was in Chile, so many different places. But he sent me a very nice letter, and it explains something about spiritual life, so I'll give that to you. You can have it. And he did chant on your beats. So,
Okay, to chant 16 rounds enthusiastically, at least 16 rounds. No illicit sex, no intoxication, and no meat eating.
okay, you're halfway there.
And no gambling.
You got it? All right. What's that? They get nervous. They know all these things. They've remembered it. You know, they've been practiced. But when you get up here in front of everybody, sometimes their brain completely freezes. Don't feel badly. It does happen. All right. So we have to. What does he do? Does he have to offer his obeisances? Not to me, but in your mind, you can offer your obeisance to Hanumat Prashak Maharaj. Did you do that already? All right. There we go. What's that? Yeah. Your name is Mani Bandhani. Mani Bandhani Das. And that is a name for Krishna's flower bracelets. Why? I'll explain. And Maharaj gave you this name. So it is everything in the spiritual world is conscious. I was sitting in the room. Prabhupada said, the rice will tell you when it's done, and if you're busy, the garlands will string themselves, the flowers will string themselves. So everything is conscious. So Krishna's flute, Krishna's shoes, everything is conscious. So this is, and he's got a link. It comes from one of the books by the Goswamis. I'll give you that link, and it gives a further explanation. But it also means we have noted that you like to worship the deities. Beautiful Radha Giridhari. So this means that you've become a servant of beautiful Radha Giridhari, and you can take care of them, you can make nice garlands, you can dress them, you can make nice flower bracelets. You've got a life's mission, making Radha Giridhari beautiful. Okay? Hare Krishna. And next we've got Bhakti Glenn. Oh, this is, he sent a bead bag also. I'll send it airmail. Now that, whose are these? Those are Alex's, yeah, I think so. And what are the four regular principles?
No gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no meat eating. And
Well
to chant 16, at least 16 rounds. For
When
the
a farmer, if you see in India, the rice farmers, they're doing two things. They're pulling out the weeds and they're putting in the rice shoot. So there's two things here. Pulling out the weeds is these anartas, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating, like that. And then that's pulling out the weeds from the heart. And then the positive was we're putting in the Bij mantra, the holy name, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is called Krishna Surya. It's antiseptic. It purifies the heart, like the sun can purify anything. Okay, so here you go. You serious? All right. Your name is Govardhan Das. This is a very nice name. And I gave it to you for several reasons. You can sit down if you're more comfortable. He's shy, which is a good quality. That Govardhan Das, formerly Bhakti Glenn, he has a very nice mood. He likes to serve the devotees. Govardhan Hill is famous for being the best of servants of Krishna. And it provides for all the gopis, all the cowherd boys, all Krishna's cows. Mother Yasoda gets a special type of grass that she gives to the cows that grows a specially rich milk, is provided by Govardhan Hill. So Bhakti Glenn has a nice mood. He likes to serve the devotees. And also, that is a key to success. Prabhupada said, if you meet a rich man, or a rich woman, whatever, what do you buy the person who has everything? What are you going to get them? But if they have a son or a daughter, and you pat the son or daughter on the head, give them a little sugar candy or, whatever it is, a little son. If the kid likes you and recommends you to the father, then the father, immediately likes you, or the mother likes you. So in a similar fashion, if we please Krishna's devotees, Lord Shiva says, quoting Krishna, "One who claims to be my devotee is not my devotee, but a devotee of my devotees. He's a devotee." So Bhakti Glenn, this is a very good process. You serve the Vaishnavas, make a point of serving the Vaishnavas. The other reason is this temple is called New Govardhan. Prabhupada came to America, saw this New York, New Jersey, so many different things. So he gave different names, like LA is New Dwarka, we have our farm, New Vrindavan, so many things. And the name for this temple is New Govardhan. So give your life to serving the devotee community and serving this temple. And the same thing for you, Ishtadev Prabhu. This temple, like they say, we stand on the shoulder of giants. This temple is the result of generations of hard work to build the temple, to pay it off, to maintain it, so many things. So please give your life to serving the community and serving the temple, and that will make you this nice New Govardhan. So those are the two meanings: serve New Govardhan and serve the Vaishnavas. Okay, now we have Bhakta Alex. And Bhakta Alex is going to be traveling soon all over the United States with other devotees distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. So he's about to launch a very nice adventure. I was going to say another thing about initiation. Hold on, we won't forget. It also means that once a little grown up, although it means the beginning, it means that one takes responsibility. One agrees to put his shoulder to the wheel of pushing Krishna consciousness forward. Prabhupada's spiritual master used to say, the only shortage in this world is a shortage of God consciousness. You can have so many other things. What is it? If I have Krishna's blessings, what are the use of other blessings? And if I don't have Krishna's blessings, what are the use of other blessings? If the world becomes Krishna conscious, automatically if you have a common parent, automatically you've got a family. So so many ways. So to distribute the knowledge of Krishna consciousness and to push this movement forward, that's also your responsibility. Now you're a little grown up, now you've taken initiation, you're officially part of the family, part of the sampradaya. Put your shoulder to the wheel. Okay? Doesn't mean the end. Oh, you got to initiate. Okay. Okay. What are the 4 regular principles?
No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and no gambling.
Okay.
And I vow also to chant a minimum of 16 rounds.
16 good rounds.
Good rounds.
All right. Your name is Amoga Leela Das. It's a nice name. And we have a clip here of Bhakti Vikash Maharaj. So where's tapas? Okay, here we go. Should we turn the lights? Let's snap the lights off for a second.
Good news! Alex has died. How is that good news? Well, he's immediately reincarnated as Amogha Leela Das Brahmachari. So whenever a baby is born, everyone's very happy. And now we have 6 all at once, born into Krishna consciousness, which is real birth, born again. By this birth, instead of being born again and again and again and again and again, then you can cultivate Krishna consciousness and eventually be born in the land of Vrindavan. And Yad Gatvana Nivartante Tadhama Paramam Mama. That is the land of Krishna, and never have to come back again to this material world. You're already in the land of Krishna. San Diego. San Diego, the land of Krishna. Well, you're in the house of the very beautiful, very, very beautiful, very, very sweet Sri Sri Radha Giridhari, Sri Sri Gaunitai, Jagannath, Subhadra, Baladev. They're not like somebody, just like in Mayapur, we have huge deities in Sri Rangam lying there. Very small and sweet and very beautiful and very kind. Very nice house you've been born into with very good parents and guides. Badrinarayan Maharaj and Dravida have been there since as long as anyone can remember. Balaram Prabhu is also long-standing brahmachari there. So in very good hands for your spiritual advancement. I remember happy days spent there in San Diego. People go to San Diego for happy days, but they're miserable because they don't know Radha Giridhari. But we're very happy. They're very, very happy. Mangalati every morning and Harinam on the beach and downtown and sometimes doing house programs like in Guru Krishna Prabhu's house. So be happy. That's our message. Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu. Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu. May everyone be happy in Krishna consciousness. The name Amogha Leela is a name that Srila Prabhupada gave to one of his disciples, who was for many years in California also. Another great personality. The meaning of the name Amogha Leela, spotless pastimes, you'll find in Bhagavatam. And for more elucidation on that meaning, please ask Dravida Prabhu. I wish all of you newborn babies all success in your onward life in Krishna consciousness. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, who continues to shower his mercy on the devotees, generation after generation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And we'll get you this clip. The devotees, we'll start the fire yagya in just a minute. But the, you know the happy birthday song? Happy birthday to you, happy birthday. And that's right, you don't have to sing the whole thing. Devotees have a version. May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. So that's what's happening here. It's a wonderful thing. Hare Krishna. So Dainita, you can explain what's up?
Hello. Okay, we're going to start with the invocation. The invocation is the spiritual GPS. We're going to tell Krishna we are here. Om Tat Sat Sri Govinda 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 Shau Shubhaditau Shri Bhagavat Agnaya Bhagavat Kankarian Rupam Pravartarmanasya Adiapra Mano Duita Parardue Shri Shweta Baraha Kalpe Vaishweshetat Manvantare Ashtabim Shati Kali Shuge Prathamana Pade Javanduipe Bharata Varshe America Kande Mero Pashime Parshue California Shetre San Diego Pure Radha Krishna Sanidau Ashmim Vartamana Kale Shridhar Mas Ganda Paksha Navami Titao Shubha Yoga Shubha Karanan Evan Gusheshana Vishishtayam Achutra Gotrashya. Everybody can say your name if you remember. Okay, in your mind. Kutumbasya, Krishmastaria, Vijaya, Arorhya, Abribriyatham, Adau Shishi Radagiri Karishem, Shanat Kumaru, Batu Kama Devap, Dajar Shisham, Matpani, Panahelanam, Devarshi Varia, Purushat, Nanam Tark, Kumoharir Mam Nirayan Ashesham. Om Prashapati Vishnu Rishi Brihati Chanda Shri Vishnu Devata Agnishtapane Vignoreya Om Burbuba Swaha Om Om Chamudabapa Nagmamam Igacha Agne Twam Shamudabanam Mashi Om Straipat. De Parshid Ebahi Dasham Taranabu Petya Dipaya Tibrivita Hetu Shamantam Dharmaja Tragiba Hicha Vishnutaya Bibati Govinda Dipurusham Tamaham Bachami. Esa ganda. Itam pushpam.
It's said that the fire is the tongue of the Lord, and therefore they're offering very nice things, and Krishna's tasting them and honoring them. It invokes the presence of the Lord. That's what this ceremony is doing.
Om Tan Vishnu Paramam Pada Sada Pashanti Shurayo Divya Shakshuratatam Tadvi Pasho Vipanchavo Jagrivam Shakha Shamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Om Krishna Bai Sachitanda Gana Krishna Di Purusha Krishna Purushotama Krishna Ha Ukarmadi Mulam Krishna Shasharvai Karyam Krishna Kashadan Kridasho Mukhya Prabhu Puhya Krishna Nadis Tashmin Ajadam Tarm Bahiem Ja Mangalam Talabarte Krite Om Tam Vishnu Paramam Pada Sada Pashanti Shurayo Divya Shakshur Atatam Tadvi Praso Vipanchavo Jagrivam Shakha Shamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Aham Kratur Aham Yagya Shwab Shwaham Aham Ashudam Mantroham Evachyam Aham Agnir Aham Hutam. Om Pravoniruda Prashusha Jagnam Patim Bagaya Pata Sharvabhutashta Ketapu Ketamna Punatu Bagisha Bachamna Shuvadatu. Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Vishnavedana Mama Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Achuta Idam Mama Om Swaha Idanarayana Mama Om Burbuba Swaha Idanananta Idana Mama. Now we're going to chant the Mangala Charana prayers, and at the end we're going to say Swaha, and you have your grains, your fingers, and you throw on the fire. You have grains if you like, or if you are too far. I don't know.
I'll throw in my mind.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to start.
You're already being bombarded from enough sides. It's an occupational hazard. They get holes in their dhotis from the spark and the grain.
Om Agyana Timirandasya Jananjala Shalakaya Chakshirum Militaya Jena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutvale Shwayan Rupa Kadamahyan Dadanti Swam Padantikam Swaha Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Shuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shap Shri Rupanuga Shahatan Shahagana Raguntam Vitap Tatta Shivam Shadvaitam Sabadutam Parishana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakatam Vitam Chap Swaham Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutal Badrinarayan Swami iti namine Swaha Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Hanumat Prashak Swami iti namine Swaha Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vikas Swami iti namine Swaha Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine Swaha Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nidvishesha Shundyabadi Paskatyadi Shadarine Swaha Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Shedanta Sarasvati Tinamine Swaha Shri Varshavana Devi Daita Kripdaye Krishna Shambanda Biyana Daine Pravade Namaha Swaha Madhurochala Premadia Shirupanuga Bhaktidam Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vidyaha Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtadi Natarine Rupanuga Bridva Pasidanta Dwanta Harine Swaha Namo Gaura Kishoraya Shakshat Vairagya Murtaye Bripalambara Shambode Padambuja Yate Namaha Swaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachitanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanu Gaurayate Swaha Gaura Birbhava Bhumestam Nirasta Jahasha Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jaganatate Namaha Swaha Vanchakalpataruvasya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Paravevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Swaha Namo Mahabarandaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauda Trishe Namaha Swaha Panchatatatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupagam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Nanami Bhakta Shaktikam Swaha Ei Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Kupisha Kanta Radhakanta Namoshute Swaha Jayatam Shurataur Pangor Mamamam Namatergati Matsarvasya Padambojau Radha Madana Mohanau Swaha Divya Brindare Kalpadrum Mada Shrimat Narnagashi Gashtau Shrimat Radha Shila Govinda Devau Prishtali Vishyamana Mushmarami Swaha I'm sorry, got lost. Jayatam Shirator Pangor Mamamanga Tergati Matsarvasya Padambocha Radha Madana Mohana Swaha Divya Vindaya Kalpadrum Drumada Shrimat Naragashigastau Shrimat Shila Govinda Deva Pishtari Vishema Nishmanami Swaha Shrimam Rasa Rasambi Bansi Batata Tastitaha Karshaven Benu Swanair Gopir Gopinata Shrishtunaha Swaha Taptakanchana Gaurangi Shwari Brishabanu Shute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Swaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Bashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Swaha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Swaha, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Swaha, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Okay, now we're going to stand up and you're going to grab the banana and you're going to try to put the banana on the fire, not throw it, okay? And the meaning of the banana is your surrender to your spiritual master in mind, soul, and body. That means no, after nobody take the banana because the karma goes also on the banana. It's no.
Purusha, get a photo so we've got a record of this. Here you go.
Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hichaya Chakatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hichaya Chakatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hichaya Chakatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Banana. Good job. Om Purnanadam Purnanidam Purna Cha Purnat Adaya Purnane Vashishate Swaha Swaha Swaha. We're done. You pay obeisance now?
Now ball around? Do they take Prashadam and go? What is the...
I think they use them a little kirtan.
No, but after this.
Yeah, afterwards, yeah.
So explain to them what's happening.
They're gonna have kirtan. Okay, they're gonna have kirtan, and the initiated devotees are gonna go around, and they're gonna do with each other like this. They're gonna ask for dakshina. It's a tradition to give the dakshina for the spirit. The whatever dakshina they get, the donation they get, they're gonna forgive to the spiritual master and the priest. To the spiritual master. No, the whatever it is the donation, you can give it to them. That means dakshina is and they're gonna go begging around. If you wanna give any donation, whatever, nothing is small, nothing is too big. We have a square, we have whatever you like to, or you want to donate. Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna, congratulations.